Why do 85% of real estate agents get out of the business in less than 3 years? Well, the main factor is that these agents don't realize that they own their own business. So my coach, Coach John Kitchens, has put together a free clarity report for us. This is whether you want to earn $100,000 this year or $1 million. This report will give you the clarity you need to thrive in your business and not be a statistic. Go to coachcodeclarity.com for your free clarity report outlining what your success looks like. So, are buyers agents a dying breed? That's pretty rough, man.
You know what? We're hearing the same things, right? We both read an article on Inman today that talked about change of commission and buyers agents. The sound, the Chicken Little, sky is falling is buyers agents may be a dying breed. It's possible.
What do you, give us a little context. Like, why are you saying that? What do you think is really going to happen?
Sure. So there's some big lawsuits right now. The biggest being a lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors. And essentially it says that antitrust, which means that brokers have come together. Now, I'm not saying I agree or disagree. I'm just telling you what the lawsuit claims. Brokers have come together and said, hey, sellers pay all commissions. That is normal, standard, and typical. And the people that are filing the lawsuit are saying it's not fair. Sellers shouldn't have to pay a buyer's agent. And they're saying that not only do we want this to change moving forward, we want payment for our past commissions that have been paid. So that's essentially the gist.
And we're not even going to talk about, like, if that happens, the number of brokerages that would go out of business.
Yeah. And, it's very possible that the damages aren't realized, but that doesn't mean it doesn't change the future of commissions. And I think it's something we need to talk about because if not, it's going to sneak up on us real quick and It's going to get nasty.
And even if this class action suit doesn't go anywhere, there is I want to call it a constant attack, but that feels very dramatic.
Yeah.
But there is always in question, what is a real estate agent's value proposition? How should the fees be paid? There's this comes into question often.
Yeah.
Side note, this is why you donate to our PAC. We'll leave that out of it. Yeah. But it comes into question all the time. So, like, what if the way that you're compensated changes? What will you need to do differently? That's the big question, right?
That's the big question. So here's the first thing that I think of. And I said this, I was speaking with Amy, who's my partner today.
Hey, Amy.
Hi, Amy. Here's the good news. If you're a listing agent, you're good.
Golden.
And guys, we've always
if you're a listing agent that does dual agency, golden.
You're even better, right? Because in my mind, right, if you have listings and buyer's agents aren't a regular piece of the puzzle, you just got more successful. You're literally sitting in a great position. Now, I don't believe that we will have no buyer's agents. I don't believe that's what it's going to look like. But I do believe that if your business is built on buyers, you're going to go broke.
It could be possible. Agreed. Maybe. Let me fight with you for a minute.
Okay.
There is also a possibility that if you, like, a lot of people have teams and the teams have buyer's agents, right?
Yes.
There could be that you would then have to pay those buyer's agents like a salary, and maybe instead of buyer's agents, they are more like showing assistants.
Yes.
That can happen. Now, the number of teams that would go out of business if they had to pay salaries would be most of them.
Most of them.
Correct. That have that structure, right?
Yes.
That have the MREA structure.
You got it.
Oh, was that? We'll cut that out. Okay.
Good luck.
I think it's good for mindset, but then there's like a new way to, it's good for opening up your mind about the possibilities, but then there's like other ways to have a team.
Yeah. Models changing for sure.
There's team 2.0. If you're, what was the other thing I was going to fight you about?
We were talking about
Oh,
would buyer's agents go
yeah.
broke? And
The
that's my
other thing is like the buyer agent, if you're a buyer agent, you will not go broke if you have as part of your practice a buyer strategy session slash consultation, whatever you want to call it, and you get a buyer agreement signed, because those buyer agents are top notch.
Yes.
Top notch. And the buyer understands the value of having representation.
Yes. 100% agree. So I think what's
Oh,
going
so
to
we're not
happen.
going to fight?
Well, I think what's going to happen is the 10% of the buyers of the top 10% are going to succeed, and the bottom 90% are going to really struggle. And I think with listing agents, the top 10% are going to succeed and the bottom 90% are really going to struggle. So one of two things is going to happen, in my opinion. One, we're going to have a mass exodus, which means
Great.
Right.
Every shift this happens. And we've been in business long enough to have seen this, but for 85% of the agents that have only been in business for under 3 years, they've never seen it before. But this is common. This happens.
Yeah. And that's why, the Chicken Little sky is falling. I don't like to
too
live
dramatic.
in that space. It's dramatic. But let's say that, hey, we've got 80% exodus, because even though it's typical to have an exodus, now we've got an attack on 50 to 60% of the agents' money that they didn't have much of anyway.
Right.
Right. So,
Right.
So now let's say that we're down to the top 20%, 30% of agents, and that's all there is left. Now, that would be wonderful, in my opinion. I think that it would
100% agree.
It would raise the standards of real estate, which is a great thing for anybody who takes this seriously, in my opinion. The second option is we have to start getting very clever on not only our value proposition, which is so important to be able to say, like, hey, this is what you're paying for, and I can save you more money than you're going to save. That's important.
And you're going to pay, right?
Yeah, we're going to have to get very creative with how we charge. Meaning that the standard, and there's no standard in real estate. We understand.
You mean a percentage of the sale?
Let's go with that. A percentage of the sale, I don't think is going to be the future of real estate. I think it's either going to be a flat fee or an a la carte, which means that, hey, blank per showing, blank per hour. I charge this to write a contract. It's messy. And the key to this, though, if you think about it, Jen, who's going to be the ones that are going to do that? It's going to be the organized, successful agents with systems. So bottom line is, if you're not a top agent, and I don't necessarily mean production yet, I mean an agent that has systems, that has standards,
mindset,
you're going to be in trouble. So this is a great, like, hey, do it now. Don't be the one that's chasing your tail when the changes happen, because they are happening with or without this lawsuit.
Exactly. I agree. They 100% agree. So it's really about figuring out what your value is as a real estate agent. What do you bring to the table? And everybody has like everybody's unique, right? Like there are certain things that most agents do, and you can include those, but what does that mean to your buyer client? Why is that important to them? And what makes you the best agent for them? And what it is, it's whatever makes you unique, right? Like for you, it's you're straightforward, you're direct, and you're a hustler. Like that's great. Like you're going to get it done, and you're going to find them a house, even if it's not on the market, like you're getting it done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? You're creative. Like there's all these things. And then you could begin, like you said, begin talking about that with them, begin putting that message out on social media. And it's like, not that it's the time to be proactive.
Yeah, I think proactivity is a big piece of the puzzle. And then my mindset is now this: if there was no MLS, if there was no signs in the yard, I will still sell your home and I will still find you a home.
Yep.
And if you can say that and you can believe that, you will win. Right?
All the time.
I don't need the other agents. I don't need it. I need a freaking phone and some hustle, and I will find you your house.
That means shit. I was a wholesaler before. Like that's
same game, right? And that's
the same game.
The raw game. Yes.
It was intense.
Yes.
I mean, yes. So I think that while I think we agree that, the buyer agent is not dying, the way that agents in general, you're going to have to get a little bit clearer, and you're going to have to, it's not going to be so easy. So
yeah, and if you're not confident that you're the cream of the crop, if you're not 100% sure that you're going to rise when this tide falls, because it will, like, jump on it now. Because if you wait, it's too late.
And it's important to like surround yourself and be in partnership and in relationship with agents who are like that, who help you strategize, who help you get focused. So if you're an agent that's you need to be there, you just feel like you're not necessarily surrounded with the right people to help you. And maybe TJ, I know that you're always looking for great partners.
Yeah.
What is the best way to like get a hold of you if they have questions?
Sure. Call or text 513-379-2000. And my hope is that this is somebody's wake up call. And it's not about recruit. I don't care where you are. I just like, don't be that.
I care where you are, because I know that your environment is key. Because the second, like for me, even though I was already a big thinker, when we moved over to EXP, the alignment that I made with the entrepreneurs here, I became a small fish in a big pond. Yeah. And that has done like amazing things for my mindset. It like propelled me into where I was already headed. It just got me there faster. So it is critical where you are.
Yeah, I think so too, but I don't want that to keep somebody from picking up the phone. Well, I don't know if I want to make a move. I don't care.
No, I mean, we're naturally helpful people. It's annoying.
Right.
I we'll help you.
And I'll say about you, Jen, one of the coolest things to me is I remember 2 years ago, maybe 3, you and I were talking and you said, I don't know if in 2-3 years I want my life to look like it does professionally. Mm-hmm. And you have in the last year completely changed your business to something that we didn't know existed. 3 years ago.
That's what I'm saying. It does matter, because what you know now is the extent of how you can grow. You have got to get around people that know more and think bigger so that you can live like into your potential. I guess. Yeah. I don't know how to say that, but like, you know what I mean? Like, be who you are.
Just do big shit.
Yeah, exactly. If you're going to do shit, do big shit. Tell us again how to get a hold of you, TJ.
Yeah, call or text 513-379-2000.
I feel like we've been like, are you listening? Hello. All right. Thanks for being on.
Thanks, Jen. Talk soon.
You want to do more deals, but your current sphere is not big enough. What are you going to do? Well, you need to make new friends. So the best way to do that is through cold calling. I use RedX to call expireds, for sale by owners, for rent by owners, circle prospect, and you can too. Go to theredx.com/Fight Club and get your setup fee waived. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss a podcast.